I genuinely thought this project would take 45 minutes, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first lie of the day. I thrifted this shirt for $6, and in this economy, that's basically free. But she's currently giving dad on vacation, and I need her to give Pinterest baddie with a sewing machine. So that's exactly what we did. We transformed her into this gorgeous ruched shirt. I absolutely love how this turned out. It's so cute. Yes, this project almost broke me, but here we are. If I can do it, you can do it too. So let me show you how to make this shirt for yourself. Before we jump in, I wanted to share with you guys a podcast I was listening to on this day. I was listening to Search Engine by PJ Vogt, and it was an episode on how to stop being so phone addicted. I loved it so much. That's my husband texting me at midday about dinner. That man has his priorities right. Anyway, this podcast was so good. I either watch a podcast or I watch a show as I'm sewing. But anyway, that's that. So now let's get into the attempts. Attempt number 1. I knew I wanted this shirt to be ruched, so I drew my lines. I had my thick elastic thread. I wound her into my bobbin. And when I sewed the elastic, she literally made the machine swallow my shirt. This was not going to work. The sewing machine refused to let go of my shirt, and this is what the elastic thread looked like. And I knew that this was not going to be a fruitful relationship. So back to the drawing board, I went for elastic attempt number 2, thinner elastic. Look at her. She's gorgeous. She fit into the bobbin so beautifully, and she did do her job. But after sewing 2 rows, I looked at the shirring, and I was like, this is giving a whisper of gathering. I need this shirt to be so snatched, and this was not going to cut it. So back to the drawing board for attempt number 3, which is what was successful, the one. So for attempt number 3, this worked out, so now you can follow the tutorial. You're going to mark where you want your ruching to start. I went with under my boob, and you're going to place the pin there, and that's where the pin was. I'm just showing you guys. This is a shirt. She's been through it at this point, and I was ready to give up, but I said, let's try one more time. So where the pin was, I'm going to start drawing lines. Make sure your lines are super straight. I know this is a bit of a cumbersome process. You'll ask yourself, do I have to do this? And the truth is, yes, because this will make your life so much easier. The elastic is going to test you, and you need to be ready. So now we have our first straight line. I was showing you guys she's going all the way around. Please try your best to make sure this is straight. You don't want your ruching to be wonking, okay? So I had a spacing of 1¼ inches in between my lines, and that's because my elastic is 1/4 inch. If your elastic is, let's say, 1/2 inch, please leave a gap of 1½ inches. You basically need to have an inch in between your lines. So how I made sure my lines were going to be super straight is I marked the points, as you can see me do. Yes, this made the process take so long, but it was so worth it. And once I had my points marked, I just joined those points to make a straight line. Simple. I did this 8 times because I wanted to have 8 rows of ruching. You can have as many rows as you wish, but just know when you're at the sewing machine sewing your elastic, you will wish you had less rows. Just trust me on this. So do with that information what you will. So once we had our 8 lines, it's time to measure our elastic. And you're going to measure some elastic around your underbust. This is going to be for the first 2 rows of ruching. You're then going to get the measurement around your natural waist. This is going to be for the next 4 rows of ruching. You want this to snatch you, okay? And then you're going to get your lower waist measurement. And this is how you measure that. And this will be for the last 2 rows. So in total, you'll have 8 rows, okay? The math is mathing. Make sure you don't hit yourself with the elastic. For the sewing machine, set your machine to a stretch stitch, have a length of 3.5 and a width of 2.5. And now you're ready to fight your demons. So you remember those lines? They're going to come in handy because this elastic will come for you in everything you have. Pin the beginning in place because she will try to disrespect you. Yes. So once you sew a stitch at the beginning, backstitch. Make sure she knows her place before you start fighting with her, okay? So to sew your elastic so that it scrunches up and makes sure this shirt just snatches you spiritually, physically, emotionally, you are going to need to stretch the elastic as you sew. And this seems simple enough, but the thing is, the more rows you have, the more problematic the ruching becomes. But the process is fairly simple. Align your elastic below the line we drew. This is why we drew the lines. We knew the elastic was going to come for us and everything we owned. She is not going to let go of you easily. You married her and she's going to make this divorce messy. This elastic will test you. Take it from me. So you are going to stretch the elastic, sew your stretch stitch. Do this as slowly as you need to. No one is judging you. If you're here for 3 days, that's okay. This project is yours to seize by the wings. So I did this, and after the first line, I was like, okay, this is going to take me some time. I thought it would take 45 minutes. I was here 2 hours later. But this is what the elastic looks like once sewn on, and look at the outside. Yes, this is exactly the kind of scrunch we were looking for. So now you're going to repeat that 7 more times. And you are going to grab this elastic and pull her, talk to her nice, promise her that you will buy her a house in this economy if she cooperates with you. You are going to make sure this elastic understands you, because that's the only way you're going to complete this project. So I gathered my fabric, I was grabbing the elastic, and the more ruching you have, the more problematic it becomes to keep the gathers straight. That's why we have the lines. They are our North Star. They are guiding us through the darkness. So if you decided to skip the lines, at this point, you only have yourself to blame because I told you so. So I was sewing. As you can see, my fingers are gripping this elastic. She was testing me, but we did it, and I was seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And yes, my gatherings at some point were not even, but you'll take what you get, Jessica, okay? The ruching is good enough for me. So once I did my rows, look at how gorgeous she looks. You'd almost forget all the problems she caused at the sewing machine. She literally tried to start a war. And this is a shirt ruched, but now since we really gathered her, we have one problem. Once I put this on, everything was gaping. I was spilling out of this shirt like a sausage out of its casing. So we need to fix that. We're going to add snap buttons in between the original buttons. This is what they look like. And again, I thought I would only be here for 10 minutes max, but I was here for an hour. So to mark where the snap buttons go, I mark one side with my chalk and then lay that on top of the other side. That way, when they snap together, they align. So the thing is, I didn't want the thread to show through the top of my fabric, so I made sure to only sew the snap button on the inside of the placket. So just do as I do. Maybe what I'm saying doesn't make sense, but just watch what I'm doing. So as you can see, I'm making sure the thread is not being seen by anyone else but me. No one will know that this shirt was fighting for its life. No one will know that the buttons were literally crying for help seconds ago. No one is going to know. So I sewed this, and at this point, I was watching The Handmaid's Tale. I switched from the podcast. This is a new day. And The Handmaid's Tale is very creepy. I don't know how I feel about it. So let's discuss if you've watched it. Anyway, once you've sewn your snap button and you feel she's securely attached, you are going to knot off your piece of thread. And once she's knotted off, you're going to get rid of the excess, and one side is done. You now need to repeat that 12 times. Yes, I had 6 snap buttons, well, 12, because I had 2 in between each button. So I was here for a hot minute. This took an hour, and at this point, I questioned my life choices. I ate lots of snacks, and I wondered, was this worth it? This trauma bonding that I was going through with this shirt, was it going to be fruitful? And the answer was absolutely yes. So once I sewed the other part of the snap button, and I was happy with her, you're going to do the same thing you did on the other side. You're going to knot off the thread and then cut off the excess. And once you've done that as many times as your fingers will allow you to before they fall off, your top is now ready to be worn. So this is me showing you how many buttons I had. It's crazy. But this shirt was not going to embarrass me. No, the scrunch was going to stay in place. And after all the pain, blood, sweat, tears, here is the shirt. She is gorgeous. Yes, the gathering is not perfect, but it's handmade. This is not made in a factory. Of course, she's going to have some personality. She's chaotic. I love her. I feel like this shirt has way too much personality to be called just DIY ruched shirt. So let me know in the comment section what you'd name her. I would love to hear. And this is the back. For those who are always asking, how's the back? The back is fine. Thank you for asking. So here's her shirt. I adore her. I love how this turned out. I will absolutely wear her more now that she looks this gorgeous. And you have now finished making your DIY shirt. So there you go. This is a shirt upcycling project that you can do on any button down. I don't care if you steal it off the street. Just get a button down and do this. And even if it challenges you and it doesn't come out perfect, just know once you finish a project and you wear it, you walk different. I promise you the result is so worth it. So please do give this a try. And if you do, please tag me on Instagram or TikTok or on here. It's at Fashion Wizardry on all platforms. And if you love chaotic DIYs that will test your patience and boost your main character energy to 100%, subscribe to join the mess. So that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching today's video and hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.